sing this song. So wrap me in plastic and make me shine. We can make a dollhouse, follow your design. Let's build a dog out of sticks and twine. I can call you master, you can call me mine.
I was literally just using the bathroom and I could still see like just shoes and knees under the stall. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I go over to the sink, I wash my hands, and while I'm washing my hands, another person walks in. I'm just thinking it's another student, right? And I turn to my right, and it's my assistant math teacher. And I was like, oh, fuck, like, he's gonna see them. And sure enough, he goes, what's going on in here? And I was just like, oh, I just had to go to the bathroom. And I see him looking at the stall, and he goes, hey, what are you guys doing in there? What's going on? And I hear the guy in the stall yell, oh, nothing, sir. And you can see the girl's shoes, like, she stood up so fast. And he opens the door like a second later, and you can see him kind of like pulling up his pants, and she's just looking like she did nothing wrong either. And my teacher goes, what are you guys doing? Like, why is there a girl in the boys' bathroom with you in that stall? What is going on? And the dude just had nothing to say. He was like, we were just hanging out. And my teacher's like, oh, you were just hanging out. You're just hanging out in the bathroom stall. Come with me right now. Austin, you get back to class. And I was like, okay. And I left and I went back to class and I watched him take them down to the office. And I get this message on Facebook, right? Literally just on my Facebook, back when I used to use Facebook, from the guy that got caught. And he said, hey bro, see me somewhere, see me. And if you don't know what that means, he's basically saying fight me, like fight me outside of school. And I replied and I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, snitches get stitches. I don't fuck with you snitching on me like that. You got me fucking suspended. Like, I'm gonna beat your ass when I see you next. And I was just like, oh my fuck. So I replied, I was like, look, I didn't fucking snitch on you. I don't give a fuck about you getting your dick sucked, dude. I'm not gonna snitch on you over that. I didn't snitch on you. It's not my fault you're so fucking stupid. You thought it'd be a good idea to get your dick sucked in a school bathroom. And he was like, just wait till I see you, pussy. And I replied, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm real scared. And he's like, yeah, you will be, pussy. And then I just told him I hope the next girl that's dumb enough to suck him off bites his dick off. And then I blocked him. Because I didn't know what else to say, honestly. I was just over it. My mom hired this babysitter to come stay the nights while she was out of town. And night one was fine. She came over, introduced herself. She was like 18. She was cool. She told me that she didn't really mind me staying up late, just go to bed early enough so I could get up for school, stuff like that. And it was pretty much perfect. Like, she was really cool. She pretty much just chilled in the living room watching Netflix, and I would just sit in my room and play Xbox. But then the last few days came around. It was the weekend, and that's when things kind of took a turn for the worst. So Friday night, my friend hits me up. He's like, yo, you should come over and spend the weekend here. I was like, all right, bet, I'll be there soon. So I walked out into the living room, and I was like, hey, do you think you could drive me to my friend's house? And she's like, yeah, of course. And then as she's grabbing her keys, she goes, hey, Austin? I was like, yeah. She goes, do you think your mom would be mad if I had some friends over? And I was like, no, I doubt it. Like, just ask her. And she's like, okay. And she texted my mom. My mom said it was fine. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, dude, she could literally throw a party and I wouldn't care. Like, as long as none of my stuff or my mom's stuff gets broken or stolen, I could care less. Like, this babysitter's been cool as hell. She's been letting me stay up late. So me and her get in the car. She drives me to my friend's house, drops me off, tells me to have fun. I was like, thanks, you too. And I go inside my friend's house. And another friend of mine was there as well. So I'm hanging out with them for a couple hours, and they both end up falling asleep super early. And I get pissed, because I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be tired for at least another 5 or 6 hours, because I'd been staying up really late. So I was like, all right, you know what, I'm just going to go home. So I text my babysitter. I'm like, hey, change of plans. Like, my friends fell asleep. I'm bored. Do you think you could come pick me up? And my babysitter didn't reply. So I wait like 30 minutes, and I text her again. She doesn't reply to that. So I'm like, all right, you know what, I'm going to call her. So I call her. She doesn't answer. So I wait like another 30, 45 minutes, and I call her again. She doesn't answer. And I'm like, damn, like, how am I supposed to get home? So I start texting a few of my older friends who are like 17, 18 and have their license. And I was like, yo, do you think you can come pick me up from my friend's house and drop me off home? Just like saying that to all of them. And my one friend replied, and he was like, yeah, I got you. I was like, all right, dope. Like, if you want to stay over, you can and hang out. And he's like, okay, dope. What's the address? So I give him my friend's address. He comes over, he picks. Right when we pull up to my house, I immediately notice a fuck ton of cars at my house. Like, the whole driveway is filled up with cars, and there's some in the street. There's probably like 8 or 9 cars. And I was like, wow, she really threw a party. And I'm thinking to myself, like, fuck yeah, something to do. Like, she'd been cool to me all week, so I want to be cool to her. But I didn't realize what I was walking into. So me and my friend walk in, and I immediately see my babysitter at the table drinking with everyone. And she sees me, and she's like, oh shit, Austin, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I came home early because my friend's house was boring. And she's like, shit, I'm sorry, I didn't have my phone with me. I was like, nah, it's fine. This is my friend. And I introduced her to my friend. And I was like, all right, we're going to go in my room and chill. So me and my friend walked towards my room down the hallway. And I was kind of just like laughing because like she probably thought that I was mad because like I caught her having a party. But I didn't give a shit. I was actually kind of excited because it was something to do. And then I opened my bedroom door. What do you think was inside my room? Because I expected an empty room with none of my stuff messed with. But guess what? I walked in on two people that had just got done. And you're probably like, how'd you know they were having sex? Because I walked in, the first thing I noticed was a pile of clothes that wasn't mine on the floor, and a guy and a girl in my bed under the covers. And the first thing the guy says when I walked in and saw them was, oh shit, sorry little dude. And I was just like, please don't call me little dude. And he stands up with the blanket over him and his girlfriend, and he's like, bro, like my bad, like this is totally not cool. And I was like, it's fine, I'm gonna walk out of here, you guys can get dressed. And by the way, do you know how to do laundry? And I pointed at him, and he's like, yeah, why? And I was like, because you're going to wash my sheets for me because you were just hooking up on my bed. And he's just like, oh, yeah, man, of course. Like, that's fine. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'll leave you to it. And he's like, wait, where's the laundry room? I'm like, it's right next to the living room. Just ask my babysitter. She knows. And he's like, okay, cool. So me and my friend turn around and we go to leave the room. And before we could even leave the room, my friend starts laughing his ass off. And I shut the door to let them change. And we're just in the hallway and my friend's laughing. And I'm just like lost for words. He's like, this is just... And you're probably like, how'd you know they were having sex? Because I walked in, the first thing I noticed was a pile of clothes that wasn't mine on the floor, and a guy and a girl in my bed under the covers. And the first thing the guy says when I walked in and saw them was, oh shit, sorry little dude. And I was just like, please don't call me little dude. And he stands up with the blanket over him and his girlfriend, and he's like, bro, like my bad, like this is totally not cool. And I was like, it's fine, I'm gonna walk out of here, you guys can get dressed. And by the way, do you know how to do laundry? And I pointed at him, and he's like, yeah, why? And I was like, because you're going to wash my sheets for me because you were just hooking up on my bed. And he's just like, oh, yeah, man, of course. Like, that's fine. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'll leave you to it. And he's like, wait, where's the laundry room? I'm like, it's right next to the living room. Just ask my babysitter. She knows. And he's like, okay, cool. So me and my friend turn around and we go to leave the room. And before we could even leave the room, my friend starts laughing his ass off. And I shut the door to let them change. And we're just in the hallway and my friend's laughing. And I'm just like lost for words. He's like, this is just...